I do feel like everybody was very, very sad when Jackie didn't really make it through. Everyone was theorizing, like, how's she gonna come back? She's not really dead, right? She's dead. I do know that that was told to you early on when you first signed on, but I know that you kind of wanted to stay. So in those conversations, was there ever a moment where you thought, like, maybe, just maybe, they were gonna keep you alive for the next season?
I definitely had hope. I don't know. It might have been false hope. I don't know. I was prepared. You know, I knew from the get-go, I knew from the pilot that was Jackie's ending. And I really was committed to the bit. And then somewhere around episode 5 and 6, it really hit me like I wasn't going to work with these people again. And I was so sad. You know, mostly it was the cast and the crew and the writing. And I really did like Jackie by that point. And so I did hope that they would find a way to keep me on. They entertained the idea for a little bit, but they called me and they were like,
get it.
We're sorry, Jackie's gotta go. And, you know, watching it, it's good TV.
It is. It's very good TV. And the silver lining is if you can't work with those actors on Yellowjackets, that just means you have to do more projects and cross paths on future things.
Exactly.
Okay. Theory questions. Had Jackie not frozen to death, do you think she eventually would have forgiven Shauna, or would that have been completely off the table?
I think she would have. It depends on your definition of forgive. I think that she would have forgiven her, but it would have taken years and years and years to work through that resentment. And I'm not sure the wilderness is the best place to work through resentment. Like we've talked about, when you're in a sort of adrenalized state of fight or flight, it's hard to have the brain space to process deep emotions. And maybe some stuff would have come out. It maybe would have gotten a little spicy.
Fair enough. I feel like all these questions are formatted. Had Jackie not frozen to death? Had Jackie not frozen to death? Do you think she would have had any chance of surviving the wilderness, or would something have eventually got her anyway?
To be honest, I think something would have gotten her anyway. But I think it's a mentality thing. I think that when she discovered the betrayal, I think part of her gave up. I think part of her just could not. You know, she tried to bend, she tried to change her mind about everything. She really knew who she was going to be. And then that whole thing got challenged and she tried to bend and she just couldn't and she broke. And I think so part of her just gave up, and I think something else would have got her.
Yeah, probably, because you just emphasized that she really knew who she wanted to be. What if she did survive and got out? How might her adult life look different than what she had originally envisioned?
I think she would have moved to New York and had an amazing wardrobe and maybe worked in fashion or journalism, or been some fancy businesswoman. Maybe not journalism, that would be more Shauna's thing. But something creative and glamorous where she got to like really live her Jackie life.
So I'm sure you all have done this, but I go down the Reddit rabbit hole all the time. And I read something on Reddit where they were theorizing about what Jackie's life would have been. And someone had suggested that like Shauna essentially took Jackie's adult life. So I feel like journalism might be appropriate, and it would have been a situation where they flip-flop.
Yeah. Well, equally, it's interesting to think of what Shauna would have done had Jackie survived. How different both of their lives would have been.